Good morning, students. AI unit number 3. In this unit 3 previous video lecture, I will start the topic which name is approaches to knowledge representation. Okay, in this topic there are two subtopics are given: the properties of knowledge representation and the schemes of knowledge representation. Here four different properties are given. First is representational adequacy, second is inferential adequacy, third is inferential efficiency, and fourth is acquisitional efficiency. Okay. Now the second subtopic, which name is knowledge representation schemes. Here four different schemes are given. First is relational knowledge, second is inheritable knowledge, third is inferential knowledge, and fourth is procedural knowledge. Okay. First scheme is completed in the previous video lecture. Okay. Relational knowledge. First, its basic introduction is given. Then we can take one example and then explain the relational knowledge. Now I will start the second scheme of knowledge representation, which name is inheritable knowledge. Okay, so here the knowledge elements inherit attributes from their parents. In Java, you can learn what is object, what is attribute, how we can inherit the attributes. Okay. Here we can take one example: parents and child. Parents are object and its child are attributes. Okay. So the parents, some habits are present in their son or daughter. So we can say that child can inherit the parents' habits. Then the hierarchical design is found in the functional, physical, and process domains. We can take some different domains and find out their hierarchical design. Within the hierarchy, elements inherit attributes from their parents, as I said in above sentence. Okay, but in many cases not all attributes of the parents elements be prescribed to the child's element. We all know that parents is not same as child. Okay, there is some different things are present in the child. So here the inheritance is present and it is powerful from the inference. Okay. Now the basic knowledge representation. The short form of knowledge representation is KR, and it needs to be augmented with inference mechanism. We can use the basic knowledge representation. Okay, and then we can find out the methods. Then the property of inheritance. The objects or elements of specific classes inherit attributes and values from more general classes. Here we can use some objects and their elements. Okay. and then find out its attributes. We can take one class as a college, and class have different objects, students, faculties, and students have different attributes, its name, address, phone number. Faculty has also the attributes, name, address, phone number. Okay, so here the property is different because the object is different but its attributes are same. Okay, then the classes are organized in a generalized hierarchy. We can take the hierarchy. Okay, like first we can take the college, and in college we can take college is the class, and we can take two objects, students and faculties. Okay, then students have different attributes like name, phone number. Okay, and faculty have also the same attributes, its name, phone number, address. Okay, so here we can take one hierarchy. Okay, here one example is also given. Adult male and his age is 35, and it is a musician. Then musician is a jazz and avant garde. Two musicians are given, and jazz instance Miles Davis and avant garde instance John Zone. Okay, and some bands are also given. Miles Davis bands, Miles Davis group and Miles Davis Quine. Then John Zone bands, Masada. Okay, so it is the another hierarchy. Now in this diagram, box node. In box node we can take the object and its values of attributes, and the arrows are represent the point from object to its values. Okay, then this structure is known as a slot and filler structure, semantic network, or a collection of frames. Here we can take different frames and we can make some structure. Its name is slot and filler structure. Okay, now the steps are given for retrieve a value from attribute. How we can take the values? First step is find the object in the knowledge base. First we can find out the object. Then second is we can find out the value for that attribute. Third is if the value is not given, then we can look for a values of an instance. Attribute value is not given, then we can find out the object value, and it is not given, then the process is fail. Okay, then fourth step is otherwise we can go to on the node and find a value for that attribute and report the value. Next step 5 is we can use the is and find out the attribute value. So these 5 steps are given for finding the values of attribute. Okay, so here the second scheme, inheritable knowledge, is completed. Now the third scheme of knowledge representation is inferential knowledge. First, the basic introduction is given, then its example is given. Okay. This knowledge generates new information from the given information. If we can have any information, then from that information we can find out the new detail or new information. It is known as inferential knowledge, and this is a new information and that does not require the further data, and then we can analyze the data and find out the new knowledge. Here one example is given, a set of relations and values. One may infer one values or relation. Okay, like representation knowledge as a formal logic, we can say that all dogs have tails. This is the sentence, and how we can represent the sentence? For all x, where dog x2 has tail x. Okay, we all know that all dogs have their tails, and the advantages are a set of strict rules. Here some rules are given and we can follow that rules and can be used to derive more facts. We can use facts details only. We can't use a general like suppose data. Then truths of new statements can be verified. We can take some facts and we can verify that fact is right or wrong. And then the guarantees of correctness is also given. So these all are advantages of inferential knowledge. Now many inference procedures available to implement standard rules for logic popular in AI system. For example, automated theorem proving. In maths you can accept some theorems without their proving. Okay. Now our fourth scheme is procedural knowledge. In this scheme we can represent the information and we can use the knowledge. One example is given for computer programmers, its directions and its recipes. The computer programmer is the person, and when the programmer make the program, he can use the logic, okay, and then implement that program. So we can say that the procedural knowledge is present, and knowledge is encoded into some procedure, and small programs know that how we process that data. Now the advantages and disadvantages are given. In advantages, heuristic or domain specific knowledge can be represented. We can use only domain specific, which knowledge have specific domain. It is used, and then we can use default reasoning facility. Means by default which facilities are given, we will use that facilities, and then side effects of actions may be modeled. Then we can use some rules and falls in time. Then for large systems this is tricky. Okay, so these three are advantages of procedural knowledge. Now disadvantages are completeness means not all cases may be represented. We can't representation all things, but we know that the procedure is completed. Now the consistency means we know that Fred is a bird. We might deduce the Fred can fly. It is not possible that every bird can fly. Okay. Here we can take some example as a emu. It is a Fred and it is a bird. So here in consistency we can say that different objects have different properties. Third disadvantage is modularity is sacrifice. Then we can changes in knowledge based on their effects. Fourth disadvantage is cumbersome control information. We can control the information. Okay. So here the advantages and disadvantages are given in the procedural knowledge. So our third topic, approaches of knowledge representation, is completed. Now next topic I will start in the next video lecture. Okay. Thank you.